baby's pure love. Milk and honey and Captain Crunch and you in the morning.
Oh, darlings, and working on that other 6/10 as we sit here and witness Ronnie Millsap perform such a gracious piece of tunage. Oh, babies, is your heart that much larger? Mine sure is, babies. I tell you what, cosmic expansion is on this day, man, and we're getting it in that way and this way too, babies. Oh, the show's never over when it's just begun. Wow, babies. And isn't this getting to be some fun? 99 and 44 100% pure love and a little bit more, adding to it all the time until we get to what? Uno, zero, zero kind of thing, man. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Ooh, yeah. 100% pure love. Because that's what we really are. Each and every one of us, just these divine little love bunnies, waiting for another little bunny rabbit to come out and play. Maybe a few of them, man, Maybe we can go in the sandbox and dig some sand castles and eat some carrots and have a great time and be love bunnies, Just shining under the sun of our little long ears out there, just a-flapping around with our joyous, gracious happiness, our little whiskers twitching and our little beep beep coming out every now and then, just in case anybody's in the way, Because sometimes us love bunnies get so carried away when Jack and Jill go up the hill, they tumble all the way down it, and they're kind of reckless about it too. But oh my goodness, they're having a good time. Don't worry, baby. It's all right. Just like the Beach Boys said back in the day. Don't worry, baby. Yeah, please. Please. Because anytime you're worried, man, you're creating stress and anxiety and nervous tension into reality, don't you know? And it's like, Don Sutherland with the pink cannon and all that back there in Kelly's Heroes. Yeah, don't make with the negative waves, man. So when you find yourself drifting that way, well, love yourself for the comic nature of your negative ways and just embrace them, man, and you'll help them change. You'll help them come. You just bring yourself right back that way, and you might as well bring the negative waves along with you, and let's make them a little bit different kind of vibe. Maybe they want to join. They're some of the finest dancers in the tribe. The negative waves, man, when you get those guys rocking around a campfire, suddenly they become shining light, man, and they shine real bright, and they just turn into little bubbles of love, because they finally got here what they came looking for. They became the supreme being, baby. Yeah, dancing around the campfire of love. How poetic as that can be. And as naked as the day they were born, only a little more hairy now, you see. Yes, indeedy, man. Going with the flow of the flame of the heart, don't you know? Totally transforming the whole frickin' reality, you see. Dancing with the demons of demonstrity and finding divine harmony in these sweet little cherubs that they be. Every one of them St. Valentine and then some, and a great big old heart too, man, and there ain't no crisscrossing in that one, maybe. That shit's over. This is pure love. The day of the divine sacrifice into the divine was an illusion anyway, but it's over, man. And it's wow. We appreciate what we've given here, what we've been driven to here. We got it all. We got it down, man. We got the flow. We know how now to get the grit out of our rock and roll and get on with it in a more melodious way, don't you know? Haven't you noticed that each and every one of these tunages this morning that make your heart lodge, man, just had that melodious flow? It's Melodious Monday, don't you know, here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Where else but the Hazy Radio Network, which is the very center of the universe. I mean, it's like an energy drink for your soul and so much more, don't you know? I mean, Rockstar and Monster can't even come close. I mean, they're lame little imitation things built by Coca-Cola designed to rot your brain away. You're going to eat that shit, or you're going to come on over here and party with Grandpa each and every day and find it in the Rockstar way, the real Rockstar way, to begin to realize what a rockstar you are today. And how you ought to have the limo coming by to pick you up to go back to work in the pop bottle factory, right? Well, maybe that pop bottle factory's had enough of you and you've had enough of it too. Maybe it's time to spread them wings and fly. Maybe it's time to find a life, Go down to Oklahoma today, right now, and help those people petition for legalization. And let's get the dumbest state in the whole United States, governmentally, no reflection on the people. We love you. You're sweet, man. There ain't sweeter music than what comes out of Oklahoma either. It is the heartland, babies. Boy, and I'll tell you, they feel it, and they can put it in musical form. How about that? Leon Russell, for example. I mean, Rita Coolidge. I mean, the list goes on forever. Even Roger Miller, from one of the most desperate. No wonder he grew up with a sense of humor. You had to have a sense of humor out there. You couldn't survive past 3, man. That was desolate. Oh, rough country. Up there on the middle range plains, about 3,000 feet elevation in the western end of Oklahoma, where the wind blows all the time. The trees don't even dare grow there because there's too much wind. Just blow them over all the time, you know. Too many tornadoes, too, you know. I mean, it's desolate country, man. And that's where Roger Miller comes from. His sense of humor born out of the red mud of western Oklahoma, see. So we love Oklahoma. No reflection on the mentality there whatsoever. It's just the government stupider than shit. And it's been busting people for joints and putting them away for 6 months or a year and stuff like that. People doing serious prison time for growing a few plants, stuff like that. Hell, just after I left there, somebody sent me a news article, the county I used to live in over there. Because I did reside, that's why I'm an authority on it now. I was also a columnist for the local paper there too, man. A weekly columnist, man, a regular dude. Everybody thought I was a Okie from the Skokie. Instead of a hippie from San Francisco, baby. But they knew I was. Took one look at me and said, that's got to be a hippie, but he wears cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, man. And see, anyway, we finally challenged the reality, and they loved me, they embraced me, and I loved them too, man. Had a great time, you know. So, Oklahoma, we love you, and what we're trying to say is we're going to send all of our friends energy down there to help you legalize today, man. You know, legalization is the way, all across the board, actually, but let's start with Mary Jane. And then we work on the rest of this dumbed-down population that thinks that drugs are something we ought to put people in prison for, or shoot people over, or trade great big dollars and become billionaires and buy all the businesses in the world and shit like that over, you know. Well, see, that kind of game, because it's so superficial and so artificial, it's over with. There's no value in the money anymore, and it's only a matter of time before the reality proves that, and we step beyond it. We don't need that crap. And therefore, the drug trade is over with. So all you addicts, get ready for some real serious heavy DTs, man. I'm just joshing you, baby. But it is going to dissolve away. You just rise up another level. You won't even feel it, baby. You be so high, you know, that's all it takes. I've helped others do this on occasion, to pull themselves up out of heroin or a heavy-duty cocaine addiction or something like that. You know, sometimes it's all of them, you know. It gets pretty crazy, and some people are just totally unrecoverable at a certain point, but everybody is recoverable, man. I don't care how bad off they are. And I've proved it a little bit here and there in my life, and I hope you have too. If you haven't seen these kind of miracles, well, just wait. They're coming to you right now, man. Through you right now. This kind of miracle doesn't necessarily mean you help somebody get off an addictive drug or something. It just means that, wow, cosmic things are happening in your reality. It might be that you're desperate for money and you walk down the sidewalk and there's $5 $100 bills shining at you. And they're not out of anybody's wallet either. Nobody lost them. You just found them. You understand what I mean, Jelly Bean? It's a reality like that now. Magic can happen in your life all the darn time if you just open up for it, man. If you just allow your eyes to see it. See, we've been trained quite subconsciously by the culture around us not to see the magic, not to pay attention when we do, and to deny it when it actually tries to prove itself. See it? Oh, no, I didn't see that. That was the wind. Oh, it must have been, you know. No. You know, when miracles start to happen, just, wow, appreciate them and keep flowing. That's normal. See, the paranormal, that which seems supernatural here, that which, you know, us powerless human beings could never even anticipate as a reality, let alone live in, because we're so weak and ineffectual, and without God we're nothing, and blah, 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 blah. You know, I mean, makes us feel worse than dogs. Well, guess what? Dogs is God too, man. You know, we're all in that little playpen together. All life is, you know. There's equity here, man. And see, this is what this whole dynamic of the irresponsibility of money, the lack of morality in its character, that was its biggest defect. It's cold, it's heartless, you know. But we had to personify that energy somehow, so we chose the god of money. Why not, man? It's a good way to be. But, you know, understanding takes you beyond such conceptions as the need for trade. or industry or technology. See, we already live beyond that in a reality that creates this one. That's our truth, see, and we feel right now as old man sits here and raps about it, we feel that cosmic connection inside, with that so-called higher being or higher presence, however you personify that. But see how unified you are? See, it's like your heart and that heart are the same. See, so that's the real image, and this is the projection that we live in, see? This is the reduced state of our true humanity, our true self, see? The cosmic state is always awake, always awake and aware and alive within you. But you only see a little glimmer of it, a little shadow of it. Our bodies here are just a harbor for that energy of love, that radiant heart of creation. But see, at the same time, the very idea that we're divided from that energy that sees it all, knows it all, is it all, etc., well, that's the real illusion here, the very idea of separation. See, in love, such a thing cannot take place. Love doesn't know division. It only knows union and harmony. That's how it functions. That's its reality, and therefore all life is that. And it happens automatically in accordance to the divine, intelligent, the innocent way. The childlike heart that has the wisdom of the universe flowing through it in all of creation. Totally innocent, wow, baby. And I know, I've been on the old soapbox a little too much lately, but oh my God, I can't help it, baby. And, it's transpiring, it's happening. And, I can barely handle the expansion here myself sometimes. It's like what's been like retarded and held back forever now is being unleashed. Sides of my person and your person, too. All across the earth this is happening for different beings all over the place. But, parts of ourselves that seem to be categorized and collected in a certain way no longer are. I mean, there's a whole rehabilitation of the inner person taking place as that higher person begins to realize its full presence in the humanity. Now you talk about dissolving away the old reality and committing to a reunion of life such as we've never seen. That's it right there. That's us returning to our truth and being that truth for a change, and no longer allowing ourselves to be enslaved in a state of denial or made to feel powerless in any way. We have nothing to fear. We've got all the power of creation within us that it wants to work with and for us. It's got the happiness, the exuberance of a child. Like a 3-year-old's got some mobility and some true innocence and some great creativity going on. All the ancient masters live inside the 3-year-olds, man. Or a damn good share of them, and the rest of them hang out with them too, 3-year-olds are very blessed little beings, They really are. They're at a good stage. So we preserve them well at that stage, and we honor them from a mystical aspect, from our higher self, let alone what we do for them here in humanity. I know a lot of kids are abused and so forth. I do apologize to reality for that, but man, remember that's the misconception. The reality is the soul presence has chosen to experience that from one way or another. And it's always in service to the divine heart. There's always a higher cause, a melodious, harmonious thing going on in every little moment that's lived, no matter how trying or unpleasant it may seem to be, and how badly we'd like to just pop the mother truckers that are doing that kind of thing to kids and stuff like that. We have to move beyond, those kind of conceptions, as disgusting as that may seem, and move past the disgusting. You see, there's the judgment again, That which causes me pain and is dirty must be disgusting, etc., etc. You see, now this does not mean you embrace those ways. Just let go of the disgusting aspect of it. You just see it. And you'll start to see cosmic light shining in it. You'll start to see that there is life there, where you thought there was nothing but death and dementia, you know what I mean? And sick, sad, vampiric shit. And on one level of reality where you can't see it all, I guess that's a truthful thing. And another level where you're moving to now, the level of the heart, you see the movement of love in everything. Life cannot exist without there be love in it. then you begin to see the poetic and comedic side of life. In those dark places, it's the greatest comedy. The meanest faces are the greatest actors that ever could be, like Lee Van Cleef, man. And you know, and in real life, I don't know, a lot of you don't know who that is. He was the eternal bad guy in the cowboy movies, especially the spaghetti western. He had snake eyes and a long nose and a rat-like look about him, so he's mean. So that's who Lee Van Cleef is. But in real life, Lee Van Cleef is a hell of a nice guy. He gives to charity. He likes the ladies. He parties, you know, etc. You know, I mean, back in the day, he's gone now, but back in the day, he was just a cool guy and everybody loved him. But boy, in the movies, he was meaner than shit. You know, and deadly too, man. I mean, you know, he'd make a rattlesnake turn and run. You know, and he did too, man. Wherever he went, they fled the other direction. Mean looking guy. Mean. And here, see, we play the same damn roles here in the real life that we think of, not as a movie, but it is. And see, our extended persona, our little shadow of presence that exists here, plays a role, just like Lee Van Cleef does. And some of us can be pretty damn mean, can't we? And some of us can be pretty damn loving. And all of it is like just a beautiful and divine and entertaining comedic drama. I don't know what else to call it. The rock opera of love in motion, man. That the entire universe is participating in as an audience. And we as the performers and players, see, we're becoming conscious of this at different levels in different ways. And what that means is, in a literal sense, that within each of us lives the entire universe experiencing with us the one life, the personal life, the individuated path that we've chosen right along with the greater whole around us, you see. So it knows your personification as a separate person and the defensive nature that rises up out of it. It knows all of that stuff. It lives it with you. It helps you create and form and get your way through it, in fact. Because all lives work together in the way of the divine harmony. Whether they see so or not, whether you're sitting there right now contemplating jumping in there and going over the secretary's desk and putting a gun to that dude's head and saying, hey, where's my money? Well, maybe you ought to think twice about that shit, you know, before you do it, man. Maybe there's something to it you really don't want to be a part of anymore, eh? Maybe the brotherhood's changed. Maybe you're seeing a larger brotherhood now that doesn't have anything to do with hitmen and obligations and, you know, the rigorous application of a rigorous justice, you know. Doesn't have anything to do with that shit, or secret oaths, or lying sacks of shit that you got to deal with all the time. Who wouldn't want to waste them away? You see how bad we become, how soured down we are. But see the comedic aspect then. You know, you got to learn to laugh with it, I'm telling you. It's a role, and it's one you're really good at, but it's a role. And as you begin to realize that, as you begin to see the deeper aspect of your heart, in other words, you let go of the role. That's called awakening. That's called stepping out of the mode of method acting. Do you understand what method acting is? That's when you assume a role so greatly that you believe it's yourself. You know, and you can speak scripted lines as if they're real life, because you're living it. That's method acting, see, essentially, in a nutshell. You'll talk to Dustin Hoffman, he'll straighten you all out. I probably misled you all over the place, but he's the authority and the expert now. He's got some videos out to teach you how to be a method actor. So listen to Dustin. But anyway, that's essentially why we've been here. Sorry, I can't help but fun around with you. But that's essentially what we've been here. Some really, really good method actors, you know. So we only see little aspects of ourselves that are needed to help us play the role, you see. But as the role becomes more conscious of its true presence, well, then the makeup and the costumes come off and cut, you know, and away we go, man. It's like we get to go down the street now and party with our friends and have a great time, man. You know, there's a few angels hanging out down there that want to party with us, too. And been calling us on the cell phone, but we won't answer. You know how them groupies are, man. Gee, tough life being a rock star like this, ain't it, man? Well, it's about time you caught on, John and Jungle Jane. Oh, babies, you are swinging those vines without pain now. I can see you doing it, man. Wow. It's a fluid flow getting underway here on the Rock and Roll Coyote Medicine Show. Your morning wake-up call and so much more Here on what? The Hazy Radio Network? Hey, forgive me, man. I can't help but drop these little love bombs in here and there, babies. You know, I hate to interfere with the divine harmony of the universe, but maybe we can just make this a poetic part of it more and more so. So send me lots of good vibes and good loving too, babies. You know, keep loving you, and we'll just grow together, man. It's like a great big old blossoming flower, man. And, ooh, God, we'll feel each other and everyone. We'll just be so divinely, presently happy and so exotically so, eh? Wouldn't you say, don't you know? Ah, so says Grandpa, getting in the flow here on the Coyote Medicine Show. You gotta forgive me now for this next tune. I know it's slightly repetitious. I probably played it 3 days ago. But guess what? You need the medicine of it, don't you know? So do I. Oh, we love you, babies. Keep it rocking.
99 and 44 100%.